everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making something different than gaming videos. I'm making a reaction video to one of the YouTubers I watch a lot, the artistic Alobel. So let's first watch the video and then listen to what she has to say. Then I will speak and talk about my reactions.
Alright, so I know this video is about Alia, and we'll get to that, but let me just say, we all collectively know for a fact that Adrian should be the protagonist of Miraculous, right? He's the most interesting character for numerous reasons, one of which being that his father is the main villain of the show, and his parents set off the plot. Not to mention that he has quite a few issues to work through. So, it was such an interesting choice to make Marinette the main character, even though she has no personal ties to the conflict except the boy she has a crush on. If Adrian weren't so involved in the conflict, then it'd be fine, as it's not a requirement to be personally involved. But, since Adrian exists and is vastly more interesting than Marinette, it's so weird that she's the focus. Because girl power, I guess? I mean, this problem could have easily been solved by giving Adrian's backstory to Mari, but whatever, I guess. Regardless of what I said, I'm perfectly fine with Adrian being Cat Noir. It fits his whole wanting to be free shtick and all that, and he wears black better than he wears red. So, if someone has to be Ladybug,
First, I wanted to watch the whole video, but then it would take like too much time for me to explain every single detail. So at the beginning she said that Adrian would be a better character, like the main character of the show. I completely agree, because as she said, Adrian's backstory and his parents are really involved in the show. Like she said, the main villain of the show being his father, and his mother being one of the main plots, like his mother's death and that kind of stuff. Also, if Adrian was the main character, then in my opinion, it would just change the title of the show, like the Tales of Cat Noir and Ladybug, not the other way around. We could just let them have their miraculouses, but change the title and make Cat Noir the main character. So I completely agree on that with Alabel.
main character or not, why not Alia? Hello everyone, my name's Alabel, and I see no reason as to why Alia couldn't be Ladybug. Or rather, Scarabella, the main Ladybug miraculous holder. Quite literally, if someone went back in time and, moved a rock in a different direction or something, I'm quite convinced that the butterfly effect would make it so that Alia is Ladybug in the current story. Alia is as decent of a person as Marinette, so I'm sure she would have saved Master Fu from getting run over. Honestly, this...
Here I have a little bit of don't agree completely, but mostly agree. I don't agree completely because in some episodes Alia acts like, let's forgive me for my language, but she acts like a bitch, and she like not really supporting Marinette, and taking the side of her rivals, for example, saying stuff like, how would you know? How would you know that Chloe's lying? She said, I don't remember in which exact episode that was, but I think there was an episode like that, if I remember correctly. And in some cases, Marinette acted way more responsible than Alia. But I'm not really defending Marinette here, but it's just that Alia sometimes acts really bizarre. It's just what I'm trying to say.
just goes back to one of my main points in an earlier video, go check that out by the way, of how weird it is that out of all of Paris, Fu chose who was apparently the only decent girl to not let an old man die.
But Aloe, if you saw the spoilers for the Season 5 premiere, you'd know that Master Fu actually met the current travel, which is why he chose Marinette and Adrian in the future.
Yeah, okay. We'll talk about this now, but only briefly because I have a bone to pick with the Season 5 premiere, and this isn't the place to address that. Riddle me this, Astruck. If you created the rule that people can't be recognized when they are transformed with their miraculous due to some magic mumbo-jumbo, then how the heck can Fu recognize Marinette as Ladybug? At best, his younger self would know that he had a quote-unquote reliable ladybug holder to mentor later on in life, but he wouldn't know who was under the mask, unless you're suggesting that he can tell who's under the mask, but then that contradicts some info we've gotten in the past, and even that info was contradicted before. All I want is some consistency. That's all I ask for.
Like here that she said, I want some consistency. I completely agree because this show is really inconsistent when it comes to some things, like saying, like she mentioned, saying that the magic of the miraculous protects the holder from being recognized, and that is not the case. If we can see from the season 5 first episode, I watched the season 5 the first 2 episodes that are out right now, but like that really contradicts stuff. I watched the whole show, but I don't really remember much of it because I watched it the the all four seasons back when it was 4 seasons. I watched it like I think in 2021, and right now it's the September of 2022. So I don't remember much stuff. I remember only like the most important parts, in my opinion. So this part I really agree with, that the show needs consistency.
Too much to ask for? I personally don't care which route you choose, just pick a lane. At the core, this is a cute idea of having a young Fu meet current Ladybug. It's honestly a very sweet gesture, but your sweet gesture is made sour by the lack of cohesion in the storytelling. I feel like I went on a tangent. Anyway, the point is that logically, no, Fu wouldn't recognize Ladybug as Marinette, and thus, that Ladybug girl he met in the past could be anyone. Alia ends up saving Fu, and then boom, we get Scarabella as our spotted heroine. This video probably won't be very long because it's more of me going through a thought process more than anything. Someone in the past, I don't remember who, I'm sorry, presented the idea to me and it got me thinking, and this video is the result of that. And so, before we get into discussing this matter, if you're enjoying this video, then rewrite destiny by hitting that like button and subscribe for more reviews, rants, and rewrites. And if you're still watching, put a fox emoji in the comments. Thank you! So, what if Alia was Ladybug? Well, considering Alia's personality, we'd probably get a more rational and less emotionally driven hero. Not to say that Alia is perfect, because she's not, but I don't see Alia, say, getting jealous and doing something stupid during a serious situation, such as giving a miraculous to a girl who's hanging out with her crush with the sole purpose of separating them. Just as an example. Alia might be an enabler to Marinette, but she doesn't partake in the same amount of crazy stuff that Marinette does. See this video for more info on the kind of things that Marinette has done. Most of the foolish things Mari does are usually fueled by strong emotions, and while that makes for interesting character development, if there is character development, it doesn't instill a whole bunch of confidence in someone who's supposed to be in charge of saving the people of Paris. No one is going to doubt that, in general, Alia is comparably more rational and clear-headed and keeps calm in serious situations.
I agree.
Even when Hawkmoth, Shadowmoth, whatever, that guy, came and took her family hostage, she took it like a champ, kept her cool, and came up with a plan on the fly in order to help solve the problem. Alia's also super persistent too. When she wants to know or do something, she won't stop until she gets results. This persistence can be both a good and bad thing, but you at least know that when she's serious, she'll do what needs to be done. I'd like to add to the record that Alia did a bit more research into Ladybug's powers more than Marinette did, which is how Mari even found out that her powers are basically limitless. If Alia is that hungry for knowledge, imagine the cool things she'd do early on in the story after learning her capabilities as a miraculous holder. Following that stream of thought, Alia is more assertive with what needs to happen than Marinette is. Sure, as Ladybug, Mari puts her foot down when she has to, but I'm 1000% sure that Alia will never let anyone walk all over her or get in the way of progress. Speaking of Ladybug, Alia on her own basically has all of Ladybug's qualities, but better. She's confident, playful, intelligent, capable, rational, determined, sympathetic, and is a team player. I can't attest too much to Alia's leadership abilities as she hasn't really had the chance to lead anything, but I feel like she would make a great leader. And since she does share many of Ladybug's qualities, just with her own flavor, I feel like Cat Noir would still fall for her, which could lead to some.
Well, considering how when René Rouge was introduced, considering how considering how when René Rouge was introduced, Cat Noir instantly became sympathetic towards her. It goes to show that this scenario would be really would really be possible. So this conclusion is really this stream of thought and conclusion is spot on in my opinion. It should be Alia being the miraculous holder, but as we saw from that episode she mentioned, where when Alia came up with a plan on the fly in order to save Paris when Marinette couldn't use her miraculous. She used the Fox Miraculous in order to create an illusion that made Hawkmoth question his plans, and in the end, she saved the day. So if as Elabel says, the Ladybug Miraculous would be given to Alia, then the Fox Miraculous, which she also did some research on, would be given to Marinette if that's the logical conclusion I would come to. That's the logical conclusion I would come to. The Fox Miraculous with Marinette would be a lot less intimidating, a lot less powerful in my opinion, because Marinette is really clumsy and doesn't really show interest in learning her powers. Like Elabel mentioned, Alia learned powers of Ladybug from the book that Marinette got from Adrian. So that's that.
Interesting drama. But I also get the sense that she respects Cat Noir enough that she'd be willing to trust him more often, and even encourage him to get more involved with Master Fu. I can totally see her pushing Master Fu to keep Cat Noir in the loop and not taking no for an answer. I also feel like any mistakes Alia has made as Rena Rouge in canon is more attributed to her lack of experience as a hero, as well as her loyalty to her boyfriend. Speaking of said boyfriend, Alia is not and never was boy crazy, so we already know she won't make those kinds of bad choices, and her mind won't be clouded with pure essence of boy. Sure, she couldn't keep her secret of still being Rena Rouge to Nino, but to be fair, context matters here. She was telling this secret to someone who she already knew was a hero at some point, and two, it's not the worst thing to tell at least one person your secret. I honestly can't tell if Alia is bad at keeping secrets or not, as we don't have the context of her telling a major secret to someone not already sort of in the loop of things. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. I truly wonder how long Alia could go without telling Nino her secret. Oh, and with Cat Noir having a crush on her, imagine the relationship strain between Alia and Nino. Alia might see herself getting closer and finding comfort with Cat Noir and feeling awful that she can't do the same with Nino. Surely she'd break at some point, right? Ooh, and imagine the drama that would most definitely happen if, no, when Nino finds out that she's Scarabella. The story possibilities write themselves. And since we're on the topic of flaws, considering she's human, Alia makes mistakes. One being that she is, in fact, an enabler and even a pusher for mischievous behavior if she deems said behavior to be necessary
Yeah,
to whatever cause
that's
she
what I
stands
mentioned
for.
in the beginning.
And one can only guess what kinds of trouble that personality trait can lead to. She also doesn't always think things through and tends to work off initial instinct. Rational and chill as that may be, her humble overconfidence might lead to some mishaps. One could also say that Alia is a tad selfish in some regards. Not like super selfish, but if I have this information correctly, before Alia personally knew Ladybug, she wanted to uncover Ladybug's identity and reveal it on her blog.
Yeah.
Being someone who probably reads comics, and even if she doesn't, she's aware of heroes and their whole shtick. She should have some idea of what could happen if a hero's identity is revealed to the public, and yet she didn't care because she wanted the clout. And after becoming Rena Rouge, she took an opportunity to take a picture of herself with an illusion of her civilian self to show the world that she's on good terms with one of Paris's heroes, which was also done for clout. A plot with Alia as main heroine Scarabella could absolutely be where her overambition and need to prove herself to the masses could be exploited in some way. Overall, it's nice knowing that even if Alia was Ladybug, she wouldn't be perfect or have the easiest time dealing with the problems of being a hero. She'd absolutely have things to work on and have challenges to struggle with. She still wouldn't be as interesting as Adrian, and he should absolutely still be the main character. But as for the holder of the Ladybug Miraculous, Alia would be a fantastic candidate both from a storytelling perspective and in the context of the world itself. And, as a cherry on top, Scarabella has a better design than Ladybug. It's just wonderfully designed and more interesting to look at. And who doesn't like a hero with incredible style? But what do you guys think? Do you think that Alia would be a better Ladybug than Marinette? Why or why not? Comment below and let's get this conversation started. If you're looking for more miraculous content, then
this video was really good. It brought on some really good aspects of how, for the example of Alia would be the example of how Alia would be the main character and how the story would make itself. Like as she said, the story writes itself when we started talking from Alia's perspective, from the perspective of Alia being the main character. So I could totally see that. But like I said in the beginning, sometimes Alia is she acts without thinking. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what Elo Belocious also said near the end of the video. So I think, in my opinion, my own personal opinion, and her opinion matched quite well regarding that topic. And so this was my reaction video. I don't know, maybe I'll make some more in the future to other YouTubers I watch. And for context, I don't watch only English-speaking YouTubers. Like I mentioned in my description of the channel that I speak more than one language. That can lead to different reaction videos in different languages, which I'm going to probably also do, which are also I don't know if they will do well. My gaming videos don't really do well. They get, I don't know, like 2-3 views a day. No, 2-3 views in 6 hours. And in my older videos that I did a year ago, they're like at 10 views. But really, I'm doing YouTube as a hobby, not as something like going for numbers or something. So if I don't get enough views or something like that, or subscribers, I'm fine with that because I'm doing it for fun, not for numbers or anything. But still, talking to the audience or someone you have on the internet is still fun, and I know that for a fact because let's just say I have experience with that. So that was my reaction video. See you next time.